Back in November, our Gita Narkani went off to India on holiday. She went back to visit her family in Mumbai, but while she was there, it wasn't all fun and games. She also shot a documentary based on a story that began right here in Canada. She's here now with me. And Gita, what's the genesis, if you will, of this story?
Well, it all started with a bunch of international students, many of whom went to McGill, and they decided they wanted to do something positive to change the world. Now, they didn't have much money and they didn't have anything but what their brains and their interests. So they've opened up a home in India and adopted 9 street children. And the organization, which they run all by themselves, is known as the Ashraya Initiative for Children.
Okay, that being Hindi, me being Hindi challenged, what does it mean?
Well, Ashraya means several things. It means refuge, it means shelter, but most of all it means hope. And that's why we've chosen to name this documentary, which is about that home in India, A Place Called Hope.
Let's take a look.
Welcome to Mumbai, my hometown. Home to approximately 18 million people. In some ways, it's a little different from Montreal. In many ways, it's not. It's a metropolis people from all over the country flock to looking for work. And that includes children. Don't let that smile fool you. It hides a bitter reality. Almost 11 million children live on the streets in India. Whether abandoned or orphaned, they are alone. No adults look out for them. Many fall victim to drugs, violence, or sexual abuse. Some of the children end up in places like this orphanage. But, as American-born Elizabeth Schultes discovered, these institutions are far from perfect.
This is the kitchen.
She volunteered in orphanages in India for 5 years, and in each place it was the same story.
This is where the wastewater goes. It's a little bit dangerous. This is actually new. This used to just be all open, right into the gutter.
Neglected children with inadequate care, and a terrible caregiver-to-child ratio.
She's laughing because I only have 9 children, and she has 80.
Schultes knew she could do better. And so, in Pune, a neighboring city, she and 6 other university students set up the Ashraya Initiative for Children, A Place Called Hope. In Hindi, Ashraya means refuge, shelter, or hope. Volunteers from all over the world help care for the children. To pay the expenses, they fundraise, they go after grants, they even pay for it out of their own pockets. The organization is overseen by a core group of directors. Boston-born Jasleen Anand is one of them.
I was 21 when I first got involved, and I'm 22 now.
This will go with your band.
She started volunteering here while studying at McGill.
I have a degree in international development studies, so I wanted to take some time off as well as get some experience, hands-on experience of what my degree is really based on.
And it doesn't get more hands-on than this.
Sure, what kind of the silly face are you making?
The home currently has 9 children. There's Geeta. When she arrived, she didn't even know how to brush her teeth. They were literally rotting in her head. This is Kajal. This bubbly kid lived in a traditional orphanage. She was so neglected that she could barely remember her name. Basraj was a full-blown alcoholic at age 10.
I had the thought many, many times that I'm only 21, I'm only 22, what have I gotten myself into? How can I literally manage to be running this organization, you know, in a country that I didn't grow up in, anything like that, in an area, a city where I was so new. I was like, what am I getting myself into? But so far, so good.
So far, so good, because the directors have hit on a winning formula. The kids get structure, a solid education,
A house keeps us safe.
and perhaps most important of all, a sense of family. Something most orphanages in India cannot provide.
Because we only have 9 children, we have the manpower to, to sit and tutor one-on-one with these children, and we do every single day. Every kid gets a bedtime story. Another thing that's quite different is that these children are not up for adoption, that this is their permanent home, and they know that. They're quite aware that this is their family.
And within that family, the kids have begun to blossom.
They've become so empowered. Their confidence has improved so much.
And watching these changes has marked Jasleen for life.
Do you feel like you're a parent?
It's funny because I don't, that's scary. It's a lot of responsibility that comes with being a parent, per se. I do feel like I'm a parent in the sense that I'm definitely not a single parent. I feel like I'm part of a team, sort of a parent team. I do feel that way because when you're away from these kids, it's all you can think about.
So, Gita, what she was just saying, a parent to 9 children at age 22, to say that's a challenge would be, I guess, the understatement of the year, maybe?
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. And it's also that these kids have had really hard lives and they didn't want to be saved. This is not their discipline is not their idea of a good time. So it's been, tomorrow we get to meet them closer up and hear their stories and challenges from their own mouths.
Okay, now also looking forward to that, people can actually log onto our website. Right,
exactly, yeah. You can get in touch if you want to learn more. You can get in touch by logging on to the Ashraya's website. It's ashrayainitiative.org and log on and you can find out lots more.
Okay, looking forward to tomorrow's edition. Thanks a lot, Gita.
You're welcome.